I have 3 degrees from Michigan State University, and I think this was one of the best, if not the best, university to prepare you to not only either get into practitioner work in criminal justice, which I had before I even started classes at Michigan State. I was working at the Jackson prison, and it wasn't only 2 weeks after I started at 21 years of age at the state prison in southern Michigan in Jackson. We had a major riot. And that's just right after the show Deliverance came out. And so with that in your mind, you're going, I got to get higher education to either promote myself within the Department of Corrections or go on to do some other things. So worked full-time, went to school full-time at Michigan State here. And in 1985, as I was working on my master's, I had a really good opportunity. One of the things I think is unique about everybody is you get someone who sees some potential in you, who more than what you see yourself, and gives you an opportunity, gives you a break. And Dr. Robert Parsons at Ferris State University was that individual. And so I went up to Ferris after 12 and a half years of working for the Michigan Department of Corrections and took employment up there, came back and finished my PhD. And as things worked out, I got recruited to go teach at East Carolina University. So I was there for 14 years and started a forensic science program there, was the chair of that program for a period of time. And so after 14 years, started to look around for some other types of things. I mean, we had a good system going on there, a good program in criminal justice. But then I got recruited to go be the chair at one of the largest criminal justice programs in the country at Western Illinois University, the School of Law Enforcement and Justice Administration. In fact, when I got there, we were able to convert it from a department to a school. And I had about 2,100 students on 2 campuses in 5 extension sites across the state of Illinois and 40 faculty. So I was there for 4 years. And one day my wife and I said, do we want to really retire in Macomb, Illinois? And I said, I've got about 10, 15 years worth left in my career. So I started looking back down the south. We really liked North Carolina, so we wanted to get back down the southeast. And a long story short, Valdosta State University, we agreed on a really good arrangement. And so I've been at Valdosta State University as the department head there, as I said, since 2010. So I'm starting my 4th year. So there was a lot of things that have come to pass since leaving Michigan State and going on the career, but this is probably the best preparation. A lot of ways, more than just classroom and academics. You have a lot of good relationships with the professors, with students that you meet as well, and you get networking. And it's just an honor to be here, to be recognized, and to come back to Michigan State with my family. And so I'm just glad to be here. My favorite Spartan memory, boy, I have many. It could be sports, watching the sports teams, because I had season tickets to almost every sporting event you can think of. I remember Kirk Gibson in a game. I think we're playing Iowa, and they threw an interception, and the guy, the opposing team intercepted it on, I think, about the 1-yard line, was running it down the sideline to score. Well, Kirk Gibson took an angle from the opposite side of the field and caught him 99 yards on the 1 yard, and that just stands out to me as Spartan will, Spartan courage, and Spartan fortitude. Academically wise, I would say I had so many fond memories of coming to school here, particularly many professors, and without really neglecting one over another or picking one over another, but Zoltan Ferenczi at the time in the 70s. I took extra courses just to sit in his class to model later on, because I knew I wanted to get into teaching at some point in time. And he was, to me, the epitome of what a professor should be. Not only just the academic side, but in the research side, but he had a really true gift of communication, of taking legal, criminal principles and procedures and making them so real to us in the classroom, taking a Supreme Court case out of the book, out of the text, and making it live and real. And so like I said, I took several courses just to continue to say, if I ever get a chance to teach, I want to model my pedagogy, my lectures, my relationship with students like him. So that really stands out. And then one other here within the program was Robert Trojanowicz. He was why I got my master's degree. I didn't have probably the best grades coming out of undergrad to meet the standard to get into grad school. But I had a lot of letters of reference from folks, and I met with him one afternoon, and I said, put me on probation. If I don't do good the first year, what have you lost? You've got tuition money and so forth. So, and basically did really well, got straight A's the rest of the time. But there was an individual who took a chance, took an opportunity, and saw something again in me perhaps that no one else did. And so I have to really give folks like that a lot. So those are fond memories. And you talk about Spartan memories. It's what professors and other I think central figures do for other people to help and come along and assist and mentor and guide students and individuals that with a little push and with a little more opportunity can and I've always learned that as I do that with my students as well. Being a chair and with my faculty and with students, I always remember somebody took a chance with me and so those two folks, Zoltan Ferenczi and Dr. Trojanowicz, were really instrumental in my education. The education is the key, and a key unlocks doors of opportunity. What you do with that key is up to you. But this is the heart and the pulse, I think, of what happens to, as I've looked at record, over 500,000 graduates. Now, I'm not sure how many in criminal justice, but MSU has their act together. I mean, this is I think one of the best institutions, not just because I went to school here, but they understand how to communicate and how to incite and initiate with you a fire, a passion for whatever program that you're in, whether it's engineering or whether it's forestry or chemistry, but in criminal justice, particularly when I was going here, and I know that it continues this way because I've talked to Dr. Bynum, who, like I said, I had him right out of when he came from Florida State. So I think that they have strong values here that are communicated to students, that we're giving you the education, and here's what past people have done. Here's what past alumni have done. Here's what past graduates, and look at the success. And so you catch on to that. And when you leave, you remember, you can reflect back to how every day the professors came into your classroom and spoke to you, not just what they were teaching you that day, but it was after class as well, giving time of themselves in the evenings, after class, study time, advising, career planning, that type of thing. So they have set the bar pretty high. They keep the bar pretty, and I respect that, and I think I take that model and try to incorporate, because it's such a compelling model, it's such a invigorating model that you want to emulate that and try to make where I have been much like, you never can replicate it, but you can certainly work towards those high lofty goals, and I think that's what's successful about MSU.